In this exercise, you'll be developing formulas yourself. These will be linear equations with an unknown. You have already done some things during the year like this. For instance, when you did statistics, you were using explanatory variables and response variables, and you came up with the regression lines, the line of best fit. And you also did this when you were doing some of the finance material earlier on in the year. So how do you set up a linear equation? The first thing you need to do is define your variable. By defining your variable, you're letting a particular letter represent something. This is an unknown. Based on the information that you're given, you then have to write an equation. Then once you have the equation, you have to solve the equation. Now that might be by hand or by using your calculator, for instance, using the solve function. And then write down your finished answer. There are a number of words you need to be careful of. You're going to be dealing with things like addition. Now, with addition, we know things like sum, plus, summation, total, increased by, grew. All these sorts of words can give you an indication that there is an addition involved. Multiplication, product, per, increased by, growing. Now you need to be really careful here. Multiplication increased by, addition increased by. Multiplication growing, addition may involve growing. You need to be careful to read exactly what they're telling you to work out whether it's adding something or multiplying by something. Subtraction, minus, decreased by, reduced, fell by, spending, words like that. Again, when you're looking at division, you need to be careful. For instance, you've got quotient, decreased by, similar in subtraction. Fell, similar with subtraction, and so on. You need to look at the words and try and work out whether you're subtracting an amount or dividing by something. In this example, we have only words and numbers. There are no variables, letters given for you. So we'll have to work out what the letters will be as we go. A car rental company has a fixed charge of $110 plus $84 per day for the hire of a car. So there is a fixed charge. That $110 is a constant. It doesn't change. Plus $84 per day. Now, if I had the car for one day, the 84 part would cost me 84 times 1, which is $84, plus the $110. If I had the car for 2 days, 84 times 2, which is 168, plus the $110. So we have a part that doesn't change, the 110, and we have a part that changes depending on how long you have the car for. The Brown family has budgeted $650 for the car hire during their family holiday. For how many days can they hire a car? So First thing, I will stay using the letters that they've used in the question. D is going to equal the number of days the car is hired for. So that's my first step. I've defined the variable, the letter. How can I write the equation? Well, I know it's going to cost the Brown family $110 as a fixed charge, plus it's going to cost them $84 a day. And we want to know how many days they're doing that for. So it's 84 times D, D being the number of days. And we know their budget is $650. So now what we want to do is solve that equation. I want to get the 84D by itself. So to do that, what I need to do is remove the 110. Now that's a plus 110. So the opposite to adding 110 is subtracting 110. So I'm going to subtract 110 from both sides. So 84D, 110 minus 110 is 0, so it's gone. 650 minus 110 is 540. So now I need to find D. I've got 84D. The opposite to timesing D by 84 is dividing by 84, so I'm going to divide both sides by 84. 84D divided by 84 equals 540 divided by 84. So D comes out to equal 6.428. Now, we need to answer the question. So let's have a look to see the written answer. Car hire works on a daily rate. So you have it for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, and so on. Whole numbers. So our answer was 6.428. Now you can't pay for 6.428. In these questions, they're saying we round down to 6 days so that they stay within budget. So the answer being expected in this question is 6 days. Now I'll show you how you can solve that equation using your calculator. For this example, menu, algebra, solve, type in the equation 110 plus 84D equals 650, telling the calculator what to solve for, so comma D, we press enter. It has told me the exact answer. We want the decimal approximation. So we have 2 ways of doing that. One way is to move up to the 45 on 7 and press enter, then do control enter, and there is the decimal approximation. The other way is with the original equation, do the same, control enter, and it gives me the decimal approximation.